Okay. Any doubts, sir? You can open handwritten notes, landscape handwritten notes, basic concepts. So online students, please give me confirm whether audio and video is clear or not. So online students, please give me. So okay. So just 2 minutes, we can recap the earlier session. So if anyone not attended for the earlier session, don't think about it. Just we learn the basic concepts only. So can you tell me who are given the power to levy the taxes? Ma? So for this, we refer the two article numbers from the Constitution of India. One is in 265, another one is in 246. 265 content is nothing but if you want to collect the tax, you have to get a support from law. 246 says that yes, central government and state government have a power to make the laws. Next, can you tell me what is the entry number for Income Tax Act 1961? Ma? Entry number 82 of Union listed to the 7th schedule to the article number 246 of Constitution of India. Next, entry number important. Next, yes, we discussed about the sources or components of income tax law. That means if you want to know about that income tax law completely, so many students are thinking, sir, Income Tax Act 1961 one is enough to get that 100% knowledge about income tax law. That is wrong. So along with that Income Tax Law, Income Tax Act 1961, you have to know about that what ma rules. Next, every annual finance act. Next, circulars, notifications. Last one, case laws. So can you tell me how many sections we have in our Income Tax Act 1961? 298 sections, 14 schedules. It came into force on what date, ma? 1/4/1962. It extends whole of India. So next, rules related. Can you tell me rules can be released by whom, ma? CBD. So what is the purpose of rules? So proper implementation of act. Sir, by reading this section, we can't implement this section properly, sir. If you add one rule to this section, we can implement the act in a smooth manner. Next month, Annual Finance Act. Can you tell me? Annual Finance Act, the first finance bill introduced in the both the houses of parliament by the Union Finance Minister. After getting the assent from the both the houses of parliament, along with the President of India, that can be converted into Finance Act. Because of this Finance Act, we haven't changes in both tax laws, direct as well as indirect. Some other acts also can be changed. Now, one more thing, ma. Present Finance Act for our December examinations is Finance Act 2024. Remember, 25 already passed, ma, that is not applicable for your exams. But December exams, Finance Act 2024. What is the previous year? 24-25. Assessment year 25-26. Next, circulars. Can you tell me circulars are released by whom? Circulars are released by CBD. So, what is the purpose of issuing the circular? So, clarification. One section released by the, yes sir, okay, one section released in the Income Tax Act 1961. But I don't know whether the section is applicable for me or not. I haven't doubts about that applicability or extent or whatever it may be. So that all the things are clarified by issuing the circular by the CBDT time to time. Next, what about the notifications? Notifications related to act released by the central government. Notifications related to rules released by the CBDT. What is that agenda for issuing the notifications? In order to give the effect to the provision. One section introduced, if you followed these guidelines, this deduction can be available. What are the guidelines? The guidelines can be clarified in the notification. So last one, case laws, you know, can you tell me the case laws means the judgments. Judgments given by the High Court or Supreme Court only we have to follow. Next. Now, I think already we discussed some section numbers. Section number 1, short title, applicability, extent. Section 2, definition. Section 3, previous year. Section 4, charging section. Sir, nothing but now we can discuss about the charging section. Today we can complete this charging section alone. It is only that very important discussion in this entire chapter. Listen carefully. I think in your page number 5, you will get this data. Charging section. No need to write anything. Just listen. Automatically, you can understand everything. Charging section. Sir, why we need to introduce the charging section in Act? I think in GST also we have a charging section. In any tax related acts, we have a charging section. So without charging section, entire act is not at all useful. The reason I will tell you. You want to collect the tax. On which amount we can collect the tax, at what rate we can collect the tax, on whom we can collect the tax. These are all the things can be clarified in the charging section. Without charging section, entire act is not at all useful. Now, please listen. Every person, can you tell me what is that, ma? Every person whose total income of previous year. Okay, now I will tell you. What do you mean by the person? As per Income Tax Act 1961, now we need to know about the person definition. I think I given the person definition in the next page. Can you tell me? Person definition given in section 2 subsection 31, or you can read it as an section 2 clause 31 also. Sir, this definition given in that form of includes way. What is it? Includes. So, simply, I want to start a business. In which form I can start the business? That all the things only the person definition. I can do business in the form of individual, or by using my family member support, I can start the business as an HUF. So, along with the partners, firm or LLP. So, next company. Next AOP, BOI. Full form, association of person, body of individual. Super. Now, please let me know AOP meaning as well as BOI meaning. Not abbreviation. Abbreviation already we know. But I want to know the what do you mean by the AOP. Next, what do you mean by the BOI? So next, okay, we can discuss after some time also. Next one, local authority. Next one, cooperative society. Last one, artificial judicial person. That is only AJ. Now, in this, I want to discuss the few things. One, HUF related. Second one, AOP, BOI. Third one, AJP. The remaining all you know already. Sir, family owned business only, simply we can call it as an Hindu undivided family. So, but this content is important for an MCQ. Anytime you can get an MCQ from this content, that's why I am given. Sir, for HUF, we have two laws in India. Which law you can follow? Yes. What are the two laws, ma? Dayabhaga School of Law. Second one, Mitakshara School of Law. Dayabhaga, Mitakshara. I think in your senior intermediate level also you have this content if you are an MEC student. Okay, remember. Schools of law of an Hindu law, that is schools of law related to Hindu tradition. So two things are there. The first one Dayabhaga, second one Mitakshara. Sir, if you have an HUF in these two states, what are the two states, ma? West Bengal, Assam. So that all the HUF needs to follow the which law, ma? Dayabhaga School of Law. If you are in Assam or West Bengal, you have to follow the Dayabhaga School. So next, rest of India. So now we are in AP, Telangana as well as Tamil Nadu, Kerala, etc. states. For us, can you tell me which law is prevailing, ma? Mitakshara. Sir, okay, what is the difference, sir, in between these two laws? The only one difference is there. I will tell you the difference also. Yes. Read this line. Yes, ma. Read this second point in the both the sides. Yes, you will get a clear-cut idea about what is the difference between these two laws. This is only you can get as an MCQ. And which one is a beneficial for you also you need to tell. Read that. Read that. Try to read that. Nobody acquires right or share in the property by birth as long as the head of the family is living. Example, if parents are alive, yes sir, you can't get the any share from the property of an HUF. Example, I will tell you. Father is there. He is an karta of an HUF. Yes, by birth you can't get any share. as long as the father is alive. So it is a disadvantage only. Sir, but if you read this second Mitakshara school related, yes, what is that, ma? Right or share in the HUF property by birth itself, you will get. So if you are in these two states, if you are born, that is a disadvantage only, because by birth itself you can't get any share. But if you are born in the AP, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, automatically we have one courage. By birth itself, you have a right in the share of the HUF properties. So nothing but which one isn't beneficial for us? Mitakshara school. Sir, head of the family alive, you can't get the any share by birth itself. But here, by birth itself, you can get the share from the what, ma? HUF property. Clear? Now, so then, sir, whatever the content I delivered in that class, that content is enough. Simply, I can start with the any chapter which you don't know, transfer pricing, DTA, I can. But so they can give at any time this type of an MCQs as a surprise. The only the persons who having the knowledge in early years, like in a foundation level, maybe you have this point. But now a quick recap only, these 2 points are enough. Next, I want to give the some introduction about the what do you mean by the AOP or BO. Yes, AOP full form, you know, association of what, ma? Person. BOI full form also, you know, body of individuals. Now, example, in person definition, we have individual, HUF, firm, LLP, company, AOP, BOI, AJP, local authority, cooperative society. Any person in the person definition can form ESMA, can form what, ma? Association of person. That means who can become the member in AOP, ma? Any person. Sir, can I give the simplification of this, ma? In your accounting, you have one chapter, joint venture. One company, one partnership firm, one individual. All together, they can start one business. That is only we can call joint venture. Simply, that is an association of person only. Okay. Next, sir, body of individuals means only individuals can become the what, ma? Member. Only individuals can become the member. So example, we are S20 members are there. Only individuals we are. We can start a business by using which concept, ma? Body of individuals. So this is the main difference. At any time you can get an MCQ also. Sir, in this itself you have persons. Any person can become the member. But here only individuals can become the member. Clear? Now, so without seeing that book, please try to tell me what do you mean by the AJP? Artificial judicial person. Super. Shall we close this discussion? So I will tell you one thing. It is a residuary category. Do you know what do you mean by the residuary? Miscellaneous. If any entity is not covered in that above limbs means parts. Now that is categorized into AJP. That is only simple. So if any entity not covered in this category of persons, that having the place in the what, ma? Artificial judicial person. Now I want to tell you some examples. What are the examples? Artificial judicial person means residuary. Example, ma? Trust. So charitable trust. Can you classify charitable trust into any one of these categories? No. So that's why that having the place in the what, ma? AJP. Sir, we have in one chapter, assessment of various entities. In that one separate classification of entity is that trust. We have in one chapter. While discussing that chapter, if I am asking the tax rates, nobody can tell the tax rates. The reason is nothing but they don't know trust is categorized into which category of person. Remember, trust categorized as into what, ma? AJP. Whatever the tax rates for AJP is there, that only we have to apply for trust. Now, next, ma? Trust, universities, I think you know many university names. That all universities also classified into AJP. Next ma, statutory bodies like RBI, yes ma, courts, etc. These are all the things are classified into what ma? AJP. Simply you can remember these three things remaining. If anything is not categorized into the above category of person definition, now that can be categorized into AJP. Now, so now I want to tell you something about the local authority also. Do you know anything about local authority normally? Municipality, panchayat, corporation. I will tell you. Sir, in India, we have a government structure like central level, central government. Below central government, for every state, we have an what ma? State government. Within that state government, under also, local self-governments we have. Yes, I will tell you best example, local self-governments. Sir, okay, example I will take, okay. State government level, TDP is there. That is only the government. In AP, I am taken as an example, okay, AP. So you can imagine your state accordingly. Tamil Nadu, you can imagine. Telangana also, you can imagine. Any state also. But below the state government, we have a three governance structure. First one, yes, ma, corporation level. Yes, corporation level. That means big cities. Next, below the corporation, we have an what ma? Municipality. Below the municipality, we have an what ma? Panchayat, like village structure. Can you tell me? Corporation elections, normally the mayor can be elected. Mayor can be elected from any party also, we can't say. Maybe, yes, YCP. Sir, municipality level, we don't know who is an MPDC and who is a municipality related. Yes, sir, elected person also maybe that related to TDP. Sir, panchayat level, we don't know. Independent also can win. So these are only called as what? Local self-government. Below the state government, whatever the local self-governments are there, that only we can classify it as an local authorities. Yes, they have also income. They are also required to pay the tax. They are also required to maintain the accounts. That accounts can be audited by Controller Auditor General of India normally because government entities. So can you tell me what is that point, ma? So local self-governments. Akka, these points are all are there in our material. Don't write anything. Local authorities, local self-governments. So village level panchayat, municipality town level, corporation city level. So local self-governments. Clear, ma? Up to now? Now. Person definition is over. Sir, that means if you fall in the person definition, maybe you are required to pay the tax. So that's why every person over. Next, that person total income we have to check. So every person total income we have to check. How to calculate total income, sir? Yes, you know already. Yes, in intermediate level itself, you know already. Second definition we have to know about the total income. Sir, aggregation of 5 heads of income. What are the 5 heads of income? You know already. Salaries, house property, PGBP, capital gain, income from other sources. Okay, but now I want to introduce these two things also. Yes, clubbing of income. Other person's income can be clubbed in the hands of any assessee. Example, my minor child income can be clubbed in my hands. So that's why because of the clubbing provisions, always income can be increased. Sir, last year losses are there, sir. So that's why I can set off that last year losses against the current year incomes. That's why set off provisions related always, what is that effect? Total income can be reduced. So aggregation of 5 heads of income after applying the clubbing provisions, set off provisions, you will get what? Gross total income. From that gross total income, we have to reduce the chapter 6A deductions. Next, you will get the what? Net total income. or you can call it as a total income, or you can call it as a taxable income, or you can call it as a what ma? Net income. Net total income, taxable income, net income. So this is only the thing we have to take. Every person whose total income of sir lifetime total income we need to check, or particular period ba? Particular period. What is a particular period? Previous year. Sir, every person whose total income of the previous year we have to check. Now, so general discussion ma, you know me already, but now I want to tell you third point in our discussion. General rule or golden rule. So this is can be called as a general rule, but I want to keep this as a golden rule. For your accounting subject, golden rule is there. Like our income tax also, this is a golden rule only. Basically, we have to follow this one only always. So I am talking about the June as well as December 25 examination purpose things ma. Remember, income and during the previous year, on that we are required to pay the tax in which year ma? Assessment year. Now I will tell you in detailed manner. So many of these students, even after qualification also, they haven't doubts about the previous year and assessment years. Even qualified CAs also have some doubts about the previous, because if they are doing the job and they don't know what is the previous year and assessment year for particular exams and particular years also, they don't know. To be honest, that you should accept it. So next, forget about the rule, right? No. So now I want to introduce the previous year. Next, I want to tell you about the assessment year. Sir, previous year and assessment year in income tax always defined in terms of which year ma? Financial year, not calendar year. Financial year means always, you know, it should start from the what ma? 1st April and end with the what ma? 31st March. This is a previous year duration. Yes. Generally, if you earned any income during that previous year, sir, I'm doing the job, sir, salary income. I'm doing the business, maybe business or profession related income. Sir, I have a money lending business income. So maybe I'm given one loan to my friends, sir, interest income, house property income, all together, whatever that income you earned during the previous year, yes, on that you are required to pay the tax in the next immediately succeeding financial year. That is only called as what ma? Assessment year. Next immediately succeeding financial year means that is only what ma? Assessment year. Now I haven't doubt. Sir, if you are earned income during the previous year, if you are paid the tax in the previous year, that's better. Why they are postponing the payment of tax to the next year, sir? Any idea? Sir, did you got my point, right? First, why they are doing these complications? If you earn that income in this year, if you are paying the tax in this year itself, there is no complication, right? But why they are postponing the payment of tax to that next immediately succeeding year? The reason. Yes. How much income you earned during the previous year, that itself, you know, at the end of the year. Books of accounts can be finalized on the last day. Mostly, last day can be closed. For big entities, you can take 10 to 20 days time also. How much profits you earned during the previous year, you can know, and certainty also in the next year only. So you can think about the big entity like Reliance and any other industries also. They can know about their profits earned during this particular year in the next year. So that's why you can pay the tax in that which year ma? Next succeeding financial year. That is only now we can call it as what? Assessment year. Assessment means computation of a total income. That's why we are giving the name of assessment year. Now remember. So now we can define easily what do you mean by the previous year. I think you know already previous year definition we have in which section ma? Section 3. Remaining all definitions are given in section 2 only. Person definition given in which section ma? Section 2 subsection 31. But previous year definition they are given in section 3. Now we can learn the previous year definition. Easily we can tell. At the time of defining the previous year, whether it is in calendar year or financial year, financial year. So that's why it is in financial year in which you are earning that income, that year only called as what, previous year. Present previous year is nothing but what, 24, 25. Generally previous year means always how many months, always how many months, 12 months. But few exceptions are there. Example, sir, generally in our case we can take, we started the business of this institution as on the first day of the previous year. No. So example, new business or profession is commences from the 1st October month. For me, previous year is nothing but what, business commencement date to closing date of the financial year. Sir, 5 years back I started the business. Now for me previous year is nothing but 12 months only. In this year only I started the business. Now previous year will start from the what, 1/10/2024 to 31st March. Sir, students are asking, sir, how you are given the 1/10 to, that is example, ra. Sir, in concept book you can open, I given the different date, ra. In handwritten notes I given the normal random date. Both the pics they are sending, sir, your notes and the concept book is not matched. Examples, how can I match that? This is an example. Okay. Next. Sir, new source of income is also started in that previous year. Example, I joined in one job on 1/9/2024. For me, new source of income is what? My salary income or interest income or whatever it may be. If I am starting a new source of income from the 1/9/2024, in this case also, you will get in previous year less than 12 months. These are the two exceptions for the previous year duration. Generally 12 months, but in these two exceptions, maybe that is in less than 12 months. Now, what is that assessment year definition? So, assessment year means it is in what, financial year, in which you are paying the tax is called as what, assessment year. Present assessment year for our examinations is 25, 26. It is an always 12 months. There is no exception for this. Sir, remember, now income earning year is called as what, previous year. Payment of tax year is called as what, assessment year. Are you clear? No. Every person whose total income of a particular previous year, please check. If that exceeds maximum amount not chargeable to tax. Okay. What do you mean by the maximum amount not chargeable to tax? I will tell you. In my case, imagine I am following the old tax rates. Old, not new. Okay. Can you tell me what is a basic exemption limit for me? 2,50,000. If he is a senior citizen, 3 lakh. Super senior citizen, 5 lakh. Sir, if he following the new regime, 115 BSc, for all basic exemption limit is what, 3 lakh. So now that is only maximum amount not chargeable to tax. So this is a maximum amount, 2.5 lakh or 3 lakhs. Up to this, not chargeable to tax. If your total income exceeds this maximum amount not chargeable to tax, you are required to pay the tax. So simply we can replace this with the what, BM. But in your examination, maybe they can use the word as an what, maximum amount not chargeable to tax. In your hands, can you tell me what is a maximum amount not chargeable to tax? Simply 2,50,000 if you are following the old regime. If you are following the new regime, 3 lakh. Don't think about the old or new regime. I will tell you all the things in this session itself. Yes. Next. Now, example, I have an 10 lakhs income. So definitely my total income of an previous year exceeds the basic exemption limit. Now I required to pay the tax. Yes, hereafter That person name is converted into name as an what ma? Assessee. Okay. In this classroom, we are all are individuals, na? Okay. Always we all are classified as a person. From as a 20 members, few persons only can be called as what ma? Assessee. So example, out of these 20 members, 5 members only have a total income more than what amount? Basic exemption limit. That 5 persons now can be called as what ma? Assessee. If you are an assessee, mandatorily you are required to pay the tax. Now I will define the assessee. Yes, now I will define the assessee. What do you mean by the assessee ma? Any person who required to pay the tax under Income Tax Act 1961. That person can be called as what ma? Assessee. Now you can frame one sentence. All assessees are persons. But all person may not become the what ma? Assessees. Are you clear up to now? No. So here one important discussion I want to tell you. What is that basic exemption limit? What is that maximum amount not chargeable to tax? Shall we start, Ra? Sir, for every person, I want to tell you what is that basic exemption limit. For every person, I want to tell you the basic exemption limit. So now you can open in the page number 9, you can open ma. So can you tell me basic exemption limit alternative word we can call it as an what? Ra? Maximum amount not chargeable to tax. We can spend more time with regarding this discussion. Listen carefully. In person definition, first we have an individual. Okay? Individual. That means natural born person may be male or female, minor, major, or. For that individual tax rates, we want to know the residential status. We want to know the what ma? Residential status as well as age also. If you are a non-resident or resident are having that age of less than how many years ma? 60 years. For an individual, we need to check the two things ma. What are the two things Ra? Wait. Residential status? Yes. Sir, if you are a non-resident, always in this category only. Or resident less than how many years ma? 60 years. Next ma, non-resident always here only, but resident less than 60 here, but more than 60 or less, more than or equal to 60, but less than 80 is called as what ma? Senior citizen. Is called as what ma? Senior citizen. In exam, they are always concentrating 60 years. Remember, 60 equal also, more than 60 also, you are a senior citizen. Exactly today I got 60 years. So you are a senior citizen. 60, more than 60, senior citizen. So next category ma, resident individual having that age more than or equal to 80 years. 80 or more. You are in super senior citizen. Okay. Next, in person definition, individual we categorized. Now, next HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. So for this, don't check it out anything. Yes, these are all are not at all factor because these are not a natural born person. For this, we can remember as an one setra. Individual non-resident, individual resident having the less than 60 years. HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. If you following the old regime, what is the basic exemption limit? 2,50,000. Here I will tell you. If you are following the 115 BAC, that is a new regime. Yes, residential status is not a factor. Age is also not a factor. Directly you will get the basic exemption limit of how much ma? 3 lakh. Section 115 BAC, it is a new regime, is applicable for individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJB. Residential status is also not a factor. Age is also not a factor. Directly, what is the basic exemption limit, ma? 3 lakh. But in case of old regime, based on age, based on residential status, we are giving the basic exemption limit. First, non-resident or resident having the less than 60 years, 2 lakh 50. If you are a senior citizen, how much, ma? 3 lakh. If you are a super senior citizen, 5 lakh. In person definition, how many things are covered by as of now? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. What about remaining, ma? Remaining all basic exemption limit is what? Nil. Basic exemption limit for remaining all entities, company, partnership firm, local authority, cooperative society, basic exemption limit is nil. Now I am asking one simple question. Section 115 BAC is a new regime for whom? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. While you are applying the 115 BAC, residential status is also not a criteria, age is also not a criteria. But in which regime that is a criteria, ma? Old regime. As of now, are you clear? Online students? Basic exemption limit, if you get in clarity. So now, if any person total income exceeds this basic exemption limit, that person can be called as what? Assessee. So try to perfect these all the rates, basic exemption limits in the class itself. So many students having the doubts are, if I am given the revision series or day before exam preparation strategy, etc. I'm always given the basic concepts as an A category chapter only. But students try to complete this chapter within 10 minutes. My expectation is 10 minutes. So the reason you need to perfect in the class itself. Otherwise, sir, okay, I will listen first of all, I will revise in a hostel. You can't revise in your hostel, in your home also, or in a holiday trip also, you can't revise. This is an always pending only from your side. So just try to perfect this chapter alone in the class. The remaining chapter you can spend half an hour or 45 minutes every day. So that's okay. But now you have to get in clarity about this chapter in and out. Now, sir, if you are an assessee, directly you are required to pay the tax by using the tax rates. Sir, how to pay the tax? On total income, please apply the what, ma? Tax rates. Sir, these tax rates are specified in the Finance Act. I think you know what do you mean with the Finance Act. For relevant assessment year, can you tell me what is that relevant assessment year for our attempt, ma? Assessment year 25-26. For this relevant assessment year, what is that relevant Finance Act, ma? Finance Act 2024. That rates you have to follow for calculation of the tax liability. Are you clear, charging section? Now you can read, you can tell easily. Every person whose total income of the previous year exceeds the basic exemption limit, now we can call that person as an assessee and he is chargeable to tax. Chargeable to means what, ma? He needs to pay the income tax at the rates specified in the Finance Act for the relevant assessment year. So now our total chapter is what are the tax rates given in this Finance Act. Shall we start, ma? Yes. Shall we start? Page number 10 you can open. Tax rates. Okay. Sir, in Income Tax Act 1961, if you want to calculate tax liability, yes, you have to find out the three components. How many components? Three components. All together the three components only we can call it as a tax liability. What are the three components, sir? First one, income tax liability you have to calculate. Second, you need to find out surcharge. Third, you need to find out health and education cess. These three things, if you add it together, you will get the what ma tax liability of any person. Again, I am asking how many components we have to calculate? 3. All together we can calculate as a tax liability. First one, income tax liability. Second one, surcharge. Next one, health and education cess. Now, first we can discuss about the income tax liability. What is that, ma? Income tax liability. In order to calculate that income tax liability, they are given the two regimes. Anyone you can follow. That is your option only. So one is called as what, ma? Old regime. Another one is what, ma? New regime. Anyone you can follow. So example I will tell you. I am an individual, ma. I have an old regime. I have a new regime. Anything also I can follow. But I haven't capital gain incomes, ma. I haven't biddings and gamblings related income. But that special incomes related, we have to apply always what, ma? Special tax rates. Example, I am an individual. I have two types of income. One is a normal income, one is a special income. For normal incomes, you can follow any regime also, okay. But special incomes related, always you have to follow that what, ma? Special tax rate. So you can add normal incomes related, you can calculate by using any regime. For that you have to add that what, ma? Special tax rate taxable incomes. Then you will get what, income tax liability. So first we can concentrate on the income tax liability tax rates, ma. Shall we start, ma? No. First I want to give you the tax rates for that individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. First I want to tell you individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Sir, what is the speciality, sir? Why we are combining these persons, ma? Any similarity you can find? Why we are combining all these category of persons, ma? Reason I will tell you. For these assessees only, old regime is there. New regime is what, ma? 115 DEC. If you remember, while discussing the basic exemption limit itself, I told you. For this category, individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, old regime is there. For combinedly for all these SCs, we have a new regime is what, ma? 115 BAC. Listen carefully. So day before exam, I received the many messages about doubts or whatever it may be. The mostly students are asking about this one. Yes, mostly they will ask this one only. The reason I will tell you. Yes, ma'am. Example, you are an individual, you want to file an income tax return. If you are open that income tax website, okay, you can fill that all the details related to your total income. Yes, automatically the tax liability they can show, because by default they will apply the tax rates. Software itself they will apply the what, ma? Tax rates. Can you tell me what is the tax rates they can take, ma? Either old or new, ma? New. So that's why that is only we can call it as a default tax regime. What is that? Default. By default, they will take these tax rates for computation of your tax liability. I will tell you what is the reason, sir, why they are making this new regime as a default tax regime. I will tell you at the time of rebate concept. At the time of rebate concept, I will tell you. So because the most of the assessees will take this only, so that's why they are given this regime as an what, ma? Default taxes. So what is that? Section, ma? Section 115 BAC, or you can call it as an 115 BAC subsection 1A. Okay, now For individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Which one is a default tax regime? 115 BAC, or you can call it as an 115 BAC subsection 1A, or you can call it as an what ma? New regime also. Already given in clarity. While you are following the 115 BAC, no need to check the what ma? Residential status, no need to check the age also. But these are all the things are factors in which regime ma? Old regime. Yes, in new regime, yes, no need to check the residential status, no need to check yes. Many students are asking for non-resident individual also 115 BAC is applicable. Yes, applicable. Whether you are a resident, non-resident, senior citizen, super senior citizen, normal person, these are all irrelevant. For you, 115 BAC subsection 1A is applicable. What is the basic exemption limit? Already you know, up to 3 lakhs, no need to pay any tax. Because we already discussed under section 115 BAC, new regime, what is the basic exemption limit? 3 lakh. Clear ma up to now? So next slabs, how they are given. Yes, don't go with the Finance Act 2025 rates. I know Finance Act 2025 rates are already amended but not applicable for our December exams. Whatever I given in this material, these are only the rates applicable for your attempt. Now, next slab they are given the 3 to 7 lakh. Next slab ma 7 to 10 lakh. Next slab 10 to 12 lakh. Next slab 12 to 15 lakh. Next slab above 15 lakh. You have to remember these slabs. There is no shortcut. Can you tell me? Sir, previously every 3 lakhs they are given the one slab ma, but now they have changed this. 3 to 7 lakh, what is that percentage ma? 5%. 7 to 10 lakh income related, 10%. 10 to 12 lakh, 15%. 12 to 15 lakh, 20%. Above 15 lakh, here one mistake can be committed by the students easily. Sir, every slab, how much rate increased? 5%. But remember, there is no 25% slab here. Easily, we can write in an examination 5 or 10 or 15 or 20, 25. Definitely we can write. How to remember? There is no 25% slab. Are you clear up to now? No. Remember, ma? I think in your intermediate level, you know this point very well. But now again, I want to tell you, sir, direct tax, that means income tax or any wealth tax or any Black Money Act related tax also, these are always the progressive based nature. Ma. What do you mean by the progressive based nature, sir? I will tell you. Sir, I have an income below the basic exemption limit. No need to pay the tax. I have an 10 lakh. You have to pay the tax on 10 lakh. If you have an 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore, if income increases, we can impose the additional taxes in order to collect the more and more tax. So clearly in income tax, there is a difference between the rich and the poor. If you are a poor person, less amount of tax we can collect. If you are a rich person, more and more amount of tax we can collect. So while you are applying the same concept in IDT, indirect taxes like GST, customs duty, this is called as a regressive based tax. Sir, if I am purchasing the soap also, I will pay indirect tax, some X amount, 5 rupees. The same soap purchased by the Ambani also, the same 5 rupees indirect tax only he will pay. Yes, if minor purchasing the soap also, the same duty, and if major or senior citizen purchased also, same duty. That's why here there is no difference between the whom rich and poor. If you are a rich person, I want to collect that one more tax from you in the form of what ma? Surcharge. I think a simple if you are ordering anything on the Zomato or anything, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, etc., surge fees they can charge. Similarly, this one only. Similarly, surge means nothing but we can levy more amount. So surcharge also the same, but it is collected from the rich persons. Sir, who are rich persons? I will tell you. But one more point I want to reveal here. Many students are doing the mistake here also. Surcharge is not collected on income. Can you tell me this income tax liability collected on what? Income. But the surcharge is collected on what? Tax. It is collected on income tax liability. That's why we can call it as a tax on tax. Already we collected this tax. From on these we can apply the surcharge rates. You will get the what? Surcharge. Now, under section 115 BAC subsection 1A, or we can call it as a default tax regime, or we can call it as a new regime. This is an income tax rates. So by applying these income tax rates, you will get the what? Income tax liability. Now, what is a surcharge? Shall we start? Yes. So surcharge, next page you can see, for individual HUF, AOP, BO, AJP, what is a surcharge? Now I will tell you. In association of person, who can be included? So AOP means what? Any person can become the member. Example, one company, one individual, one HUF, or another company. This is only we can call it as an what? AOP. These are all our whom members. Now, I will give you one more example for AOP. AOP, here one company is there, that is in company 1, and now company 2, company 3. Here, can you tell me, only who are members in this AOP companies? Sir, why you are given these two examples? I will tell you. While you are applying the surcharge rates, you have to exclude this AOP. For this AOP, I will tell you separately surcharge rates. Can you tell me? AOP is there here other than consisting only companies as what? Members. For AOP also, these are only the surcharge rates. But one type of AOP, please exclude here. What is the type of AOP? In AOP, only companies as consisting as members. Forget about this category. I will tell you separately. I think you can see here in the bottom of the page, surcharge rate for the AOP consisting only companies as members. For that, I will tell you separately. But now we have to exclude the type of AOP. What is the type of AOP? We have to exclude normal AOP consisting only companies as members. Here, only companies, only 3 companies are members. But here, company, individual, HUF, AOP, all are included. So that's why, yes, for these AOP, these are only surcharge rates only. But for these AOP, companies consisting as members, I will discuss separately. Clear up to now? So now, can you tell me, surcharge is collected from rich persons or poor person? Rich. How can I decide whether you are a rich and poor, rich or poor? Based on height and weight, total income. So now you can verify total income of the individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Based on the total income, I will decide the surcharge rate. So, as per Income Tax Act 1961, for individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, who followed which regime? New regime or default tax regime or 115 BAC subsection 1A. While applying the surcharge, if your total income is less than or equal to 50 lakh, you are in poor only, no need to pay surcharge. Remember, 50 lakhs or less, no need to pay surcharge. Sir, now I have a total income more than 50 lakh, but less than how much? 1 crore. Then surcharge rate, they are defined as an 10%. This 10% needs to be applied on which? income tax, not on total income. If you are applying this 10% on total income, your entire answer will be gone and you will get the 99 marks definitely. Negative 99, not positive. Sir, if you are doing the basic mistakes, na, definitely impression can be gone, sir. Basic mistakes, definitely they will take that all the things in a serious manner. No, sir, no, sir. I have a total income more than 1 crore, less than 2 crores. More than 1 crore, less than or equal to 2 crores. Now, 10% is increased to how much ma here? 50. No, sir, I have a total income more than 2 crores, sir. Now, increase it to what ma? 25%. Remember, what is that maximum surcharge rate if assessee following the 115 BAC section ma? 25%. Above 2 crores total income. Sir, I have an 4 crores, 25%, 5 crores, 25, 100 crores, 25 only. Clear ma up to now? Now, sir, I want to tell you now one thing. Sir, I don't want to follow the 115 BAC subsection 1A default or new regime. By default, in my income tax rate, they want to take these tax rates. But I don't want to follow, sir. Can I shift towards the normal tax rates, old regime, or optional ma? Yes. They are only saying anyone you can follow. By default, they are given this one. But I don't want to follow the default one, sir. Yes, that option you have to shift to that what ma? Optional tax rate. Now, old regime becomes a what ma? Option for you. Are you understood what I am saying? Yes. Sir, this shifting out or opting out, these two things can be called as, yes, we can call it as an what ma? Shift out or what ma? Opt out. Facility given in this section. What is the section? Section 115 BAC subsection 6. 115 BAC subsection 6 is given an option to shift out or opt out from the default tax regime. In exam, if they are given, assessee is shifting from the or opting out from the default tax regime, means you are following which regime? Normal or old or optional. Sir, that option for shift out given in which section ma? Section 115 BAC subsection 6. Clear? No. What are the rates, sir? I think you know, in old regime, yes ma, now old regime only become as an optional, or you can call it as a normal tax rates also. Here you have to consider age for individual and residential status also for individual. So first category, I think you know, individual having that non-resident residential status, or resident having that what ma? Less than 60 years. Another one we have to add individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. For all these persons, what is the basic exemption limit ma? 2.5 lakh. What is that ma? 2.5 lakh. So up to 2.5 lakh, no need to pay any tax. Yes, no need to pay any tax. So next slab ma, 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakh. Yes, what is the rate ma? 5%. Next 5 lakh to 10 lakh slab, 20%. Next slab above 10 lakh, whatever you have, that is what ma? 30%. That means slab rates you have to remember and slab levels also you have to remember. 0 to 2.5 lakh, no need to pay any tax. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, what is that ma? 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. Can you tell me what is the next category ma? Resident individual, non-resident, all are covered here only ma. Non-resident individuals are covered here only. Resident individual less than 60 also covered here. But we have to cover resident individual more than or equal to 60 years, less than how many years ma? 80 years. That fellow can be called as what? Senior citizen. That fellow can be called as senior citizen. Now remember, basic exemption limit how much ma? 3 lakh. Up to 3 lakh, no need to pay the tax. But 3 lakhs to 5 lakh, what are slab? 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. Next category, resident individual having that age more than or equal to how many years, ma? 80 years. He is called as an what, ma? Very or super senior citizen. Very or super senior citizen. What is the basic exemption limit? 5 lakh. Up to 5 lakh nil. So next slab, 5 lakh below, no need to pay the tax. Next slab is what, ma? 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Here you can tempted to take the 5% rate. Here 5% slab is not at all there. Directly what, ma? So 5 to 10 lakh always what is the tax rate we have? 20%. So that's why up to 5 lakh there is no tax liability. 5 to 10 lakh directly you have to take what, ma? 20% slab. So in flow if you are taken 5%, na, that's gone. Above 10 lakh always what, ma? 30%. I hope you are getting the clarity about the tax rates and slab rates also. Can you tell me for our examination which one is a default tax regime? 115 DEC. 115 DEC. Now, sir, here what is a surcharge, sir? We calculated the tax liability. That's okay, sir. Now I want to know the surcharge rates for the individual HU of AOP, BOI, AJP who followed that old regime or who followed the normal tax regime, who followed the optional tax regime. What is the surcharge rates? I want to tell you. But one AOP we have to exclude. Can you tell me what is that AOP we have to exclude? AOP consisting only companies as a members. So alone we have to exclude and remaining persons we have to decide what is the surcharge. Here also, for knowing the surcharge applicability, what is the base we have to check, ma? Total income. Whether you are poor or rich, that is depends upon the total income only. Sir, if you have a total income below or equal to 50 lakh, no need to pay any surcharge. Next, ma, 50 lakhs to 1 CR, 1 CR to 2 CR. Here, one more slab they are added, 2 CR to 5 CR and above 5 CR. Same rates, ma, 10%. 15%, 25%, but now that is replaced with the what, ma, and the extra thing is added with the what, ma, 37%. Sir, here more than 2 crores always 25, but here 2 to 5, 25, above 5 crores 37. But remember, these are all the things needs to applied on what, income tax, not on total income. That's why we are calling as an tax on tax. That's why we can call it as an what, ma? Tax on tax. Are you clear up to now? Sir, one AOP you excluded, sir. That's why for that AOP, what is the surcharge rates now we can reveal. What is that AOP we excluded, ma? AOP consisting only companies as members. Shall we start, ma? Yes. Generally, what is that surcharge limits, ma? Below 50 lakh. Can you tell me, is there any surcharge? No. More than 50 lakh, less than or equal to 1 CR. What is the rate, ma? 10% is on what, ma? Ray. 10% is on income tax. More than 1 CR, whatever income we have. Directly what, ma? 15%. On what, ma? Income tax. This is only they are given, but I written in a different way, but this is only the point. So that means, can I ask one question, Ra? If you follow the default tax regime, what is the maximum surcharge rate, ma? 25. If you are following the old regime or optional or normal tax rate, what is the maximum surcharge rate? 37. If you follow the yes, ma, any regime also, only companies consisting as a members in AOP, any regime also, ma, either they are following the old or new also, what is the maximum surcharge rate, ma? 15. So now I think you are getting the clarity about the tax rates for that individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJ. Surcharge rates also clear, ma, up to now. Online students, Online. Smiley Rakesh. Super. Clear. Life with Divyansh. Super. Okay. Sir, these rates can be used in mostly in DTAA chapter. In initial session itself, I told what is the importance of DTAA chapter. 14 marks. And in advanced tax and interest chapter also we can use these tax rates. And most important, after completion of exam, yes sir, many students are sending, sir, for this question which tax rates we have to take. After exam, if you know what is the use also, I don't know. For next attempt learning. Okay, now I will open the question paper. This is the last attempt to question paper. Just I want to tell you. This is a DTAA question, ma. Okay, I don't want to teach the DTAA now, but I want to give you the importance of this discussion. Hari is in 42 years, is a resident individual. So they are asking finally, yes ma, finally what? Total income and net tax liability. But now you haven't doubt, sir, which regime we have to follow. But clearly they mention and opted out of the default tax regime under section 115 BAC subsection 1A. Means what, ma? He is following the normal tax rates. Now we can call it as an old also or optional also. Opted out means he is not at all following the 115 BAC subsection 1A. That means he is following that which regime? Normal, old or optional. Are you clear? Sir, generally in all materials with the style they are given the 115 BAC. In my material only I given the 115 BAC subsection 1A. What is that point? I will tell you. 115 BAC is in section. In that 115 BAC subsection 1A, they are given the rates. Can you tell me one more section? 115 BAC subsection 6 is given the option to shift out from this to normal. Are you understood, right? Sir, many students are taken. They don't know what is the meaning of opting out or shifting out also. They are solving the problem as per 115 BAC. Entire answer you will get the big 0. Sir, my computation correct, sir. At least total income is correct, sir. Tax liability gone. But impression also gone on. The reason nothing but you have to know about which regime you have to follow. Out of these lines you have to, yes sir, frame an opinion about the what is a default tax regime or normal tax rates. What is the tax regime we have to follow? Every attempt, this is only that one type they are given. Sir, okay, as of now, this is only one question we have, but try to figure out the remaining things in the next month. In person definition, up to now, who are over ma? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP over. Now we can discuss about the firm including LLP, local authority. Sir, is there any time for giving the writing of notes? Not required, ma. Face-to-face students already they have books in their hands. For online students, I will send the first 2 chapters soft copies also. Meanwhile, if you are receiving the books in the late manner, no problem. I will share the soft copies. No need to write it down. But no need to write it down. But you have to practice it. Okay. Firm including LLP. Next one, ma, local authority. Sir, why you are combining these two things? Same tax rates, same surcharge rates we have. Okay, na? Sir, any person who having the basic exemption limit, I think in earlier discussion, so these three fellows, these fellows only having the basic exemption limit. Kuma, individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. For them, we followed that which rates ma? Slab rates. Every level of income increased, we increasing the what ma? Tax rates. Clear? But now, who are not having the basic exemption limit, like company, partnership firm, they are following the which rates ma? Flat rate. That means income into one rate you have to apply. So what is the tax flat rate for the firm? 30%. Firm including LLP, local authority on their total income, directly we have to apply the 30% because they don't have any basic exemption limit. They don't have any basic exemption limit. Now, sir, income tax rates okay, sir. Then what is the surcharge rate? Sir, can you tell me surcharge is depending upon the total income. If your total income is more than 1 crore, less than or equal to 10 crore or more than 10 crore, always surcharge is what? 12%. Just I classified in a different manner. Remember, firm including LLP, local authority, if their total income is what ma? 1 crore, more than 1 crore. Yes. What is the surcharge rate ma? 12% only. But additionally, I am given one more classification. Yes, more than 10 crores also 12%. But you can remember this. So why I am classifying like this? I want to compare these things with the company surcharge rates. That's why I am given as an what ma? More than 10 crores also. So now I want to tell you, firm including LLP, local authority, firm including LLP, local authority, what is that surcharge rate? Single surcharge rate 12%. Sir, exactly 1 crore is there. Exactly 1 crore is there. No surcharge applicability. More than 1 crore, then only we have to apply the surcharge. Clear map to know? This surcharge rate applied on what? Hey, on this income tax. Surcharge rate always applied on what ma? Income tax. Clear? So up to now, individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, firm, LLP, local authority also over. So, okay, if you are open the person definition, sir, are you following in easy manner or is there any, you can, if you felt it as on speed, okay, tell me, then I will reduce the speed also. So, the basic chapter, you know already very well, that's why I am going in some speed manner. Okay, if you have any issues, yes, you can tell me. Individual over, HUF over, firm including LLP over, AOP, BY over, local authority over, AJP also over. Who are, in person definition, whose tax rates are pending ma? Company, cooperative society. Shall we begin these two also? Sir, in Income Tax Act 1961, sir, in your law, I think July 1st, Sai Kumar sir will start. He will tell you in the basic chapter, first chapter, I think, nature and formation of company. Any idea? Okay, no idea. No problem. So, in that chapter name, he will tell you the many types of companies, limited by shares, unlimited, public, private, many things are there. So that is up to law only. But Income Tax Act 1961, while giving the tax rate, we have two classification of companies. One is a domestic company, or that is only we can call Indian company. Another one is a foreign company. Don't think about the public company, private company, listed company, unlisted. That is in your law subject. But here only the two types. What are that ma? domestic company. ఏనా నిద్రపోతున్నారా, మాట్లాడరేంట్రా? Domestic company, foreign company. Okay. So now first I want to tell you domestic company. So previously we discussed one point with respect to the individual HUF, AOB, BOI, AJP. They have two regimes. Then many students are asking, sir, what about the firm LLP, local authority? They don't have any two regimes. Only one regime is there that you have to follow. Individual HUF, AOB, BOI, AJP, two regimes. You can follow this one or any other one also. But for for firm including LLP, local authority, only one regime is there that only you have to follow. For domestic company, again they are given the two regimes. Again they are given the how many regimes, ma? Two regimes. So now I will tell you. Listen carefully. Normal or this is an old, ma? Sir, I don't want to follow the normal or old, sir. Yes, can I follow the optional? Yes, you can follow option. First we can discuss about the normal or old. Very important, listen carefully. For domestic company, what is that income tax rates? So now I want to know the tax rates for the which years, ma? Previous year 24-25, assessment year 25-26. Here only one magic is there. For this previous year, you want to know the tax rate. But tax rates of a domestic company is depending on which year turnover or gross receipts. Previous year 20-23, there is a logic, sir. Sir, latest year sales we can influence easily depending upon the, yes sir, they are given as a limit. They are given if your turnover or gross receipts of that particular previous year 22-23 does not exceed the 400 crores. Many students are sending this to me, sir, you are written the previous year wrong, sir. I am written correct only. The reason I will tell you. Sir, if they are given instead of this previous year 24-25, sir, now that books in my hand, sir, easily I can decrease or increase my turnover or gross receipts in order to take that advantage. That's why they are given that of how many years back, ma? Exactly 2 years back. So the reason you need to understood why they are given. Sir, if they are given this year turnover or gross receipts, definitely I can, yes sir, I have an actually 1000 crores turnover, sir. But easily I can mention in my books as and what, ma? 350 only I have, because I want to get the 25 instead of 30%. Easily we can do manipulation of the current year sales or current year turnover. That's why they are given the last 2 years back. So can you tell me what is that previous year, ma? This one 23-24. This is also we can manipulate easily. That's why they are given the 20-23 turnover you have to take. Every year in our Income Tax Act 1961, this is an amendment only. Sir, next amendment I will tell you. In this, they will check the 23-24 turnover. On the next year, 25-26, like every year they will update this year. Can you tell me? Many students are thinking, sir, why they are given? Sir, if they are given the current year, easily you can inflate or you can decrease your turnover as per your convenience. That's why there is no need. So that's why they are given the 20-23 turnover. If does not exceed, that is, sir, 400 crores, not lakhs. 400 crores, not lakhs. That is a normally the small company, they are given 25%. Other companies, that means if exceeds the 400 crores, what is that, ma? 30%. Surcharge. Sir, total income exceeds 1 crore, then only we can levy the surcharge, ma. Up to 10 crores, what is that, ma? 7%. More than 10 crores, what is that, ma? 12%. 7-12, you have to remember. For partnership firm, including LLP, local authority, always more than 1 crore, how much, ma? 12%. Clear, ra? No. Sir, domestic company means our Indian companies only, the registered in Indian Companies Act. Now, for that companies, I want to encourage, that's why I am given the option. So now, yes sir. Wait. I will tell you. Listen first. I will tell you. I think you haven't doubt compared to individual HUF, AOP, BOI, SAP. So forget about that. I will tell you again. For that company, forget about individual HUF, AOP, BOI, SAP. Ma. Forget about. So here normal and old resin, this one. And next optional, this one. I will give you that clarity within 5 minutes. But remember first, how many optional tax rates are given, ma? 115 BA. Section, remember, 115 BA. 115 BAA. 115 BAB. These three sections are given. In assessment of a company's chapter, I will give you that more detailed discussion, but now you have to remember the rates. Enough. Every attempt, first MCQ from this one. Every attempt, mostly first MCQ from these three sections only. Okay, listen carefully. Sir, 115 BA. Ignore what is the section content also. But if any company is following the 115 BA, what is the rate we have to follow, ma? 25%, 7%. Sorry, 25% is an income tax rate, ma. 7% or 12% is surcharge, depends upon your total income. More than 1 crore, less than or equal to 10 crores. How much, ma? 7. More than 10 crores, 12%. Next, last one is what, ma? Health and education cess. So now I want to start with the, yes sir, 115 BAB. Now I want to start with the 115 BAB. Yes, ma'am. Sir, if any domestic manufacturing company is there, this section is applicable for which company, ma? Manufacturing domestic company. Two conditions if they are satisfied. First condition, set up and registered on or after this date. So you have to set up that company, and registration also you have to take on or after 1/10/2019. And the commencement of business, that means the production and the commencement of business should start before what date? 31st March 2024. You have to remember these two dates. On or after 1/10/2019, before 31st March 2024. Then generally what is the rate you have to follow? 25 or 30. Yes, manufacturing company, latest manufacturing company, that too. So that's why instead of this 25, 30, just we can levy the how much, ma? 15. Yes, what is the tax rate, ma? 15. But surcharge is also fixed here. No need to check total income. But here we have to check the total income and we can decide the surcharge. But in this section, fixed surcharge rate, how much, ma? 10%. And health and education cess is how much, ma? And now take the calculators. If you are not having the calculator, please take your phones. Open. No, not a problem. You can open. So don't open any WhatsApp, Instagram, Snap, etc. Please open only calculator option. Sir, add these things and can you tell me you got this 17.16 or not? You got it? Hey, directly you can't add. First type 15 plus 10% plus 4%. Because on income tax we have to apply what, ma? Surcharge. On these both the things we can apply what, ma? 4%. So don't add directly 15 plus 10%. Then you have to press 4% plus. Then you will get what, ma? 17.16. You should remember this effective rate directly into in your exam. 115 BAB tax rate is nothing but what, ma? 17.16. Now, sir, other domestic company. That means what, ma? Other than these companies. Whether it is a manufacturing or not, also not required. Directly you can take. So for manufacturing, 15% only we charge it, sir. But it is an other than these companies, means service oriented, etc. Not manufacturing. For that income tax rate is what? 22. But it is also concession. Instead of 25, 30, just we are asking how much, ma? 22. But surcharge fixed, ma? 10%. Yes. Next, health and education cess is on 4%. Altogether, please calculate and tell me. Hey, Adding means effective rate finding out you have to do. 22 plus. What are 10% plus 4%. Clear, ma? Now. So, now once I think Narasimha asked one doubt. Now I will clarify the doubt. Listen. Shall we? Individual poem HUF AOP BOI EAJP. So these are one set, I think you know. Next, I want to go with the domestic company. Yes, ma, domestic company. Next, I want to take the resident cooperative society also. Additionally, I am adding ma resident cooperative society. I think you have this content also in your book. Don't write it down. If you want, yes, you can. No problem. Yes, sir. Sir, if they are all are open the income tax website, if they are all are open the income tax website, which is a default tax regime, section 115 BEC subsection 1A, or now we can call it as a new regime. Okay, ra? Okay, new regime. So that's why we are calling this as a default tax regime also. You know already, heading itself be given as a default tax regime. Sir, I don't want to follow this regime, sir. Option given in which section, ma? Section 115 BAC subsection 6. They are given the option to shift out from the default to what, ma? So that's why now this as becomes as an optional rates. Am I correct? What is that optional rates, ma? We can call it as an old regime or normal tax rates. Am I clear? This is for individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Companies, that too for domestic companies. If you open that income tax website and you are given the total income, by default, which tax rates they will take, ma? Normal. Normal, or we can call it as an what, ma? Old. Sir, no, sir. We have a manufacturing domestic company, and these two conditions also satisfied. I don't want to follow this one, sir. I want to shift from these two ESMA 115 BAB. Now it become as an what, ma? Optional. Can you tell me how many optional tax rates for domestic company, ma? 115 BA BA BAB. For companies which is a default tax regime, normal or old. Default means not a name, ra. In your income tax return, which rates are taken defaultly, that is only default tax regime. No, sir, they want to shift from this to this. Yes, that's why these are rates are what, ma? Option. Next, cooperative society. For cooperative society also, I will tell you, normal or old rates will be there, ma. Normal or old rates will be there. If they don't want to follow this normal or old, they can follow next discussion that only 115 BAD bad, 115 BAE they can follow. For these three categories only we have in two types of regimes. Other than these three, that means other than these three means nothing but we have in what, foreign company, partnership firm, LLP. For them there is no two regimes, only one regime. Can you tell me the two regimes only available for which SSEs, ma? Individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, domestic company. Next one, resident cooperative society. Sir, not in our syllabus, ma. In practically also, they are given that optional regimes for the, yes, ma, these three persons only. Yes, you can write it down. Anywhere you can write it down. Narasimha, cleared? Yes, ma'am. Previously, for an individual HUF, AOP, BOA, AJP also, in the similar manner we have previously. But now they are changed this as an default and old and normal as an what ma option. Online. అసలు ఒక పేపర్ తీసుకొని నేనేమో మొబైల్ నెంబర్ అలా అందరిది రాసి పేపర్ ఇస్తాను. అయిపోయిన తర్వాత పాస్ చేసి వాళ్ళే రాసేస్తారు. బ్రేక్ టైం వేస్ట్ చేయకూడదు కదా, మళ్ళీ అక్కడి నుంచో పెట్టి మిమ్మల్ని. సో టేక్ ఏ లంచ్. I mean, after completion of this class, yes, you can take 1.5 hour break. After that, you will get SCMDM class and the 2 chapters material also you can take. And without knowing your time, you can complete that entire syllabus, sir. Mostly August 31st is the last day, plus or minus 5 days. You can complete your syllabus. If you are listening the classes perfectly with the revision, yes, the time automatically can complete it. If you are wasted also, time automatically can complete it. Clear? Written? Now, I think in person definition, all persons tax rates we know, and in both the regimes also we know. Only one person pending, ma. What is that, ma? Cooperative society. Shall we start, ra? Written, directly you can written in handwritten notes only. If you are maintain the separate notes, na, you can throw away separate notes after the lunch break itself. So please try to write it down at any place in that handwritten notes, or you can add that any other page or stick notes also. If you are written in a separate notes, na, I don't know. So yes, next one, ma. We can discuss the now tax rate for the foreign companies. Okay. Domestic companies are over. Foreign companies we can discuss. Income tax rates, ma. Remember, you know, this is an amendment. Previously, I think foreign companies means what, ma? 40%. Now, 35. Now, what is the rate? 35. But remember, in one case, particularly in non-resident chapter, again I will cover. Yes, ma. If non-resident received the royalty income, fees from technical services income from that Indian government or Indian concern, I will tell you. Yes, sir. One foreign company is there. This foreign company receiving that which type of income, ra? Royalty, as well as what, ma? FTS. I will tell you, sir. Foreign company given the some services, ma. To whom? So Indian government, yes, ma. Indian concern. Indian government, Indian concern. Concern means what, ma? Entity. So they are given the some service. That's why we have to pay that what, ma? Some fees. That fees for technical service or royal. In the hands of foreign company, now that is a taxable at the rate of what, ma? 50%, depending upon the agreement between these two companies. Sorry, agreement between the what, ma? These two parties. Sir, if that agreement date related to royalty, yes, these dates you have to remember, ma. 1/4/1961 to 31st March 1976. In between the time, if you are entered into agreement, that royalty amount now chargeable to tax at the rate of what, ma? 50%. If you are entered into agreement in between these two dates, 1/3/1964 to 31st March 1976, end date is same, ra, but starting date different. Okay, but not important, ra. Again I will cover in non-resident chapter. Generally you have to remember 35%. Sir, in some cases you have to pay the tax at the rate of 50% also, just remember. But now this is an income tax rates. Now what is the surcharge rates, ma? So same, ma. 1 crore exceeded, na, you have to pay surcharge. Sir, domestic company tax rates are normally Yes, ma. Domestic company tax rates are normally yes 25% or what ma 30%. Surcharge rates are what ma 7% or 12%. Foreign company is are already paying the tax at the rate of what ma 35%. Now reduce the surcharge to some extent compared to the domestic company. Domestic company surcharge rates are what ma 7 to. Now I am levying the 2. So here already we are charged at the high income tax rate. So that's why compared to the domestic company, here we want to levy the what ma low surcharge. So many students are thinking high surcharge rate for the 7 and 12 for foreign company. No, no, no. Many students are in flow, domestic company low surcharge, foreign company high surcharge. That logic you can't apply here. Generally 25-30, here we collected 7 or 12. But in case here we are already collected more income tax, that's why less surcharge rates. That isn't 2-5. Are you clear up to now? Now we can discuss the last one, cooperative society. Sir, here cooperative society also, you know, we have two regimes. One is normal or old. This is only what my default one. Yes, if you want to shift from the normal or old to that optional, yes, you can get. Clear? Sir, always, you know one thing. If basic exemption limit is there, which rates we have to follow? If basic exemption limits are there, we have to follow which rates? Slab rates. Okay? If basic exemption limit is not there, we have to follow the what rates? Am I correct? But for this rule, one exception is there. That exception only what cooperative society. Sir, please check it out. Basic exemption limit point cooperative society. Is there any basic exemption limit? No. So that's why normally what is that rule we have? No basic exemption limit means flat rate. But still cooperative society is following the which rates slab. Up, but no basic exemption limit. Please remember that point. No basic exemption limit. So that's why up to 10,000 also 10%. 10,000 to 20,000 20%. Above 20,000 30%. Sir, why they are given, sir, in thousands? Why they are given? Sir, individual nas while they are applying the tax slab rates 2.5 lakh, 2.5 to 5 and 5 to 10 in lakhs only they are given. But here why they are given in thousands, sir? Huh? Sir, remember, for any cooperative society, they want to deliver the best products to the customer. The profit is not their objective. Anyhow, they will get some profit. That is a miscellaneous profit. Only they will get. That's why the slab rates also given in a normal way. Like basically thousands only there. So you have to, if you are thinking like this, automatically you can remember. So why they are given in thousands? Their objective of profit earning itself miscellaneous only. So that's why they will get the low profit. So that's why we can levy these slabs. That's enough. There is no basic exemption limit. That's why up to 10,000 also we can collect about 10%. Clear? So then what is the surcharge? Sir, similarly the surcharge rates for the cooperative society like which company? Domestic company. Ammaya, I am happy. Okay, I can take lunch heavily also. Domestic company. Super. Now, we don't want to follow this normal, sir. I want to follow the optional tax rate. Is there any optional tax rates are there? Yes, but for resident only. Not for non-resident cooperative society or foreign cooperative society. Only for our Indian resident cooperative society only we have this option. Sir, I don't want to tell you anything. Right? Please check it out. Please check it out. This isn't similarly to the domestic company tax rate. That is an optional tax rate. What is that? 115 BA. This is similar to the domestic company optional tax rate, section 115 B A. Am I clear? Same condition, but here conditions starting day, that means registration on or after which date ma 1/4/2023 and end date is 31st March 2024. That means 23-24 starting day, ending day only conditions related dates. Same tax rates they are required to follow. So 15 plus 10 plus 4, 17.6. 22 plus 10 plus 4, 25.168. Are you clear? Okay. This is only the thing you have to remember, ma. As of now, we discussed that what are the things, ma. Charging section, every definition we discussed. In tax rates, we are in tax rates, we are done with the income tax liability computation. In income tax liability, for some assessees, we have in two regimes. Any regime also we can follow, but special incomes related, special tax rates we have to follow. Tomorrow we can discuss what are the special tax rates we have. And next, what is that, ma? Surcharge also discuss. Tomorrow we can discuss about the health and education cess also. So tomorrow within 1 hour we can close this chapter and we can do problems. Tomorrow mostly we can close this chapter and we can do workbook also. So practically we have questions from this chapter, marginal relief concept. Tomorrow please take your calculators also and we can do some problem solving also. Tomorrow we can close this chapter. Yes, take a break and we can meet at 2:30 with ACM class. Thank you.